YG Verzuz, Tasmanian Show.
Tasmanian Show.
Tasmanian Show.
Tasmanian Show.
Tasmanian Show.
Tasmanian Show.
Tasmanian Show. You already know what it is.
Oh, yeah.
Wagwan gang, back in this thing, and if you really gang, bang that like button if you like the vibe, subscribe. If you don't have good energy, keep your ass inside. You're tuning into the Tasmania Show with Taz Tycoon, brought to you by Tazzy's Baddies, and today we talking about The Game and Kendrick Lamar. Now, it's kind of crazy because they both from Compton, so shout out to them just both being dope-ass lyricists from Compton. It's been a little weird for The Game and people. A lot of people had a lot of issues because they said The Game wasn't out to pop out with Kendrick Lamar. He had some things to say. Before we even get into The Game Kendrick situation or whatever it is, we're going to hear The Game on stage ranting about how he put on for LA.
Same day. LA be claiming niggas lost. I got hella dead homies. I ain't got no grandparents left. My daddy dead, my mama sick. But I'm on stage, homie. I'm from West Side, Cedar Block, Compton, Piru. I represent LA. I ain't gonna never turn my back on y'all. And I'm 100% sure that when I die, niggas gonna be where I'm from. On my mama, nigga. I don't give a fuck if it's today or 10 years from now or 50, nigga. It's West Side with me. Come on. Let me get a bottle of something. Hold on, we're gonna start that.
Game, when he first came out, this is how we do, hate it or love it. I was super fucking hyped. We talking about 50 Cent in New York, G Unit with Dr. Dre and Eminem, and then 50 went back to the West and then got The Game. Like, I thought this shit was gonna be very different. They've squashed their beef time and time over again, but when we talking about like who was gonna be from the West, like I know we think about the Snoops and everything like that. It felt like it was Game, and then it kind of went into this freshman class of like YGs and Kendricks and Nipseys, and all them came up under. So like, you know, JC on Game, like he was like really the big bro, but there's been a lot of speculation. To me, it sounds like a cry for help. A lot of these niggas out here beefing with niggas, they ain't got no friends, you blood. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's just like, yo, you got your friend Drake in Toronto, you got your whole thing going, but there's this issue where Game is just really mad that he can't get Kendrick on the phone, and he's just not that type of nigga.
You on the thing, it's some insight. You know, Dot don't get on the phone with everybody, man. He don't talk to. This what y'all got to understand about Kendrick Lamar. He just not talking to everybody. He talked to Glasses. He's a very few small people that he'll get on the phone with. I think that was another thing that Game had an issue with. He couldn't get Kendrick on the phone. And I'm trying to explain. He's like, man, why won't he just talk to me? You know, I'm just like, like, hey, man. And I'm explaining to this, everybody ain't the same. I remember having a conversation with Kendrick about that phone and just talking. He's like, that's his vice. Because we were just talking about vices one day. And his vice is being away, like being able to cut things off and cut the world off and no one be able to touch him. Like some people's vice is shopping. He enjoys the fact that just can't get to him.
They want access, and he be like, "Yeah."
They want the access, and he enjoys to. Dog, we all when you see Dr. Dre, dog, we all admire the fact that at any given time, bro, Dre can cut access off to anyone whenever he wants. Like, you cannot get to this man. Like, literally, you can't get him on the phone, can't get him by his house, you can't see him, you don't know where he at. He is like a ninja. And so like Eminem does that, and that's what I be trying to explain. That's why I was explaining to Game when it came to Dot, but he feels as though because he was one of Dot's inspirations that he should always have that access. But that's just not what it is. I be trying to
with that shit. Me, Eminem, Dr. Dre, and Kendrick, we must have that shit in common. The Vice getting the fuck off the phone. I have an album out called Airplane Mode. Make sure y'all go check that out, where it's about disconnected and reconnected to your higher self. I am big, like, to be the opposite of a Vice. I ain't gonna hold you. There's a lot of entitled ass people that be like, why you ain't, I ain't heard from you in a minute. You gonna pay that phone bill though? My thing is just like, Game, like, you might be a part of his inspiration, but that doesn't give you entitlement to access to. And I'm not gonna hold you. Like, if I was in Kendrick's position and I saw that you was fucking with a nigga that I don't fuck with, I might not. I'm a park you. I'm gonna put the hazards on. I'm gonna pull up curbside. I'm not gonna park you all the way. That's what I would do. Because I got to check your temperature to see what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? But we going to get more into the clip stat quo, basically talking about Top saying, yo, y'all need to break down everything that went on. Like, Kendrick don't had no issues with Game. He had an issue with Game bringing Drake to Bompton and bringing all the Bloods out for the 100 video.
He want everybody to understand, Dot didn't just stop talking to him for no reason. After that video that dude shot in Compton, that changed everything.
The 100 video.
The 100 video. And, you know, I had spoke about that and remember I said that I told Wack and Game about that. And Top thing is like, hey, that got to be, it don't need to be perceived that Dot just stopped talking to Kendrick out of nowhere. I mean, Kendrick stopped talking to Game out of nowhere. Right. That was the thing that, you know what I'm saying, that did it. And he reminded me that some of the younger guys, when they shot that J-Rock video, they went over to Game's house to do that part. And Game when he put that mask on, he said that the label or somebody said he couldn't show his face. But 2 weeks later, he did a Hurricane Chris. You know what I'm saying? But that's what he said. You know, another thing that he wanted me to put out here, since I'm going down. The hoodie that he wore in the J-Rock video, the reason he zipped it up is because he got $10,000 to wear it. So that's why he was wearing that shirt. So everybody that held that grudge from him, he got paid money to wear the hoodie. You know what I'm saying? The third thing, because I talked about the verses. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, hey, you know me. I'm like, bro, you didn't set up One Blood. You didn't do these. He's like, you don't understand that. If, let's say I got up there and it would just turn into something else and I just was myself and start just totally disrespecting YG. He said that would have caused a ripple effect outside of that event. He said it was about brotherhood coming together and falling back from where I was in order for us to have a great moment. And I'm like, I straight up told him, I said, well, I feel like some of the people that are owners of that entity are not big fans of you. So I felt like it was a way. He's like, well, fuck it. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Because my mama told me to do it. And it was a good look for the Pyrus and Bloods all in Los Angeles and around the world that seen that. And I'm like, okay, cool. So, and the fourth thing is, niggas can't with him lyrically. Just period. And he said, all the motherfuckers, when people talk about lists and he not on the list, but he went up against Jay-Z. He went up against this one. He went up against that one, and he's still here. He's still here rapping, walking around, running his miles, living his life, lifting weights, living and breathing and eating good food. So those are the four things that he definitely wanted me to convey. He said, you see how we getting on the phone and we talking? He said that's all he ever wanted when it came to Dot. And I said, this was my rebuttal. I said, hey, well, the video shoot, he felt the way about that. He said, well, if I held grudges, like niggas held grudges against me, where would the West Coast be? He's like, there was a time where I was the only out here. When Kendrick did Power, and this is what he said. When Kendrick did Power, and they knew that 50 Cent was his arch nemesis, he didn't feel away. He felt like he enjoyed it. So he's like, I didn't care that Kendrick did Power.
Yeah, this shit is crazy. For the game seems very entitled, right? It's like, okay, you may have a relationship with Nipsey, you might have a relationship with Kendrick, you might have a relationship with Drake, but being able to orchestrate it in a different kind of way, it's like, okay, so I don't get the relevancy in saying like, okay, like you trying to bring everybody together. You don't think it's a problem that Kendrick did the video with you and like you don't know why Kendrick doesn't talk to you, but you bring Drake to Compton, you don't see any issue with it. And then you say something like, oh yeah, I didn't have no issue when Kendrick was in Power, but why would you have an issue? Like, I don't get the relevancy of that statement when, from what we saw, to me, the Game and 50 been squashed their beef several times over and over again. I think the issue that the Game really has is that you might squash the beef with somebody, But don't nobody really want to hang around you. And that's okay. Niggas might be like, yo, I don't have no problems with you at all, but I don't have to be all chummy, buddy with you. So it's like for him to say like, well, I brought Drake to Compton. I ain't had no problem when you did the 50 Cent. Why? I mean, my thing is that 50, Dre, Eminem, still that same triangle. So regardless of what you feel with K. Dot, you know what I'm saying? And like, that doesn't even make sense. Like, how many times you squash a beef over 50 Cent, but y'all still don't really talk on the phone? Like, what is it that you're really trying to get? So we gonna get into this clip of every time that the Game and 50 squash their beef.
For a minute, 50. Yeah. Now, I read where you said Game was about to be dropped from Aftermath Interscope before you got involved. That's true?
Yes, it was absolutely the truth.
How did that transpire?
You know, creatively, the tires got stuck in the mud, you know, and, you know what I mean? So we actually got together. I recorded 6 records on Game's new album.
Right.
I did West Side Story, How We Do, Hated to Love It, Church for Thugs, Special, and Higher. You see what I'm saying? And he came back recently from overseas and was disrespectful, man. Like, the way he's, like, it's like he's feeling himself, like, because of how well his record is selling.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I you know, openly, I wouldn't expose what I did for the project, but I wrote those records.
What happened 12 years ago? You know what it is, 50, we 100. You know what it is.
Okay, that's it. It's completely officially squashed. We saw them back, I think it was in March. They were both at Playhouse, but we didn't see them actually together like this.
Is that a hug? I can't tell.
Yeah, they're hugging it out.
That's him whispering in his ear like, hey, bro, you know what? It's tricky between us, but guess what? We need to class the whole situation. It's been 12 years, and I'm tired of it being, like, super heated, and us keep on getting back and forth at each other.
I'm gonna hold you where smoke is fire. Emotions, I tell you straight up, are terrible for business. I know that God gave us emotions. Emotions is energy and motion. So that is emotion. If you don't know how to move your emotions, go to the gym, meditate, do whatever you got to do. But my thing is that what don't come out in the wash, come out in the rinse. You'll really start to see how people feel about you. I've been going through this shit for years, man. My thing is this. I love who I see when I look in the mirror, when I look on this camera. So there's not a man or a woman or anybody else out there that can make me feel away. I don't have FOMO. I don't give a fuck about who I'm hanging out with. I like being by myself. And I think with Game and his children and everything else that he has going on, like you got Ye and your Maybachs and you're doing whatever, but it just seems like ain't nobody really checking for the drop. And it might be something else. And it's like, yo, you got all these bloods, but you still missing Kendrick? You got all these bloods, but you still feel lonely. Like, that's the shit that really gets me about this. Like, just the whole breakdown of the perception or the entitlement because we from the same area. Just because we from the same area don't mean I gotta fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm like gang, FOMO, life, whatever. That's why I always say if you really gang, bang the like button. That's all I'm really trying to get. More YouTube gangers. You know what I'm saying? More podcasters, more people on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Trying to figure out how to promote something. But we're going to get into TDE King basically just breaking down his narrative about the situation with Game and Kendrick.
So I'm telling them, tell somebody steal this narrative. I don't know if nobody came with this narrative. My boy ain't appreciate that, and he was popping up on Dr. Dre now. That's how I see it. He trying to pop up. Trying to get a couple records clear, trying to see what's up. Because this is also what Statco said too. He said that the Game would have had his career actually, and Stat has some records, you know. Stat has some records for sure. But what's that one record he had? He was like, outside Chevy. Man, I like that record though for sure. I think it was called like that. But anyways, though, he said Game was outside the studio. Do. Hey, nigga, Dre. Come on, nigga. I know you like that freestyle. I know you like this shit. You like this hot shit I'm spitting. He said they wasn't letting him in the studio. He wasn't coming around. They wasn't fucking with it. They said Dre planned on shelving Game. This was Stat Quo said. Don't even get at me. There's nothing to get at me about. I'm just listening. We just trying to put the little pieces to the truth and the details. That's crazy being there that night. I didn't know it was that legendary and still would be a factor this many years later. Shout out big time in front of the congregation. No, it was a legendary night. I for sure, like I was in the building too. I'm on that stage too. Go look in the cut. But powerful ass night for real. Like I thought that was beautiful. I thought it was beautiful. Dot up there crying and shit. That nigga Dot empathed out too. He felt that shit. He felt that shit like, damn. I'm around my big dogs. All my big dogs fucking with it. They feeling this shit. They crowning me, passing the torch. But I don't think everybody was on board. Just showed up. Would have looked crazy. And then you got to think about it too, though. So, right, like, this is Stats words again. I'm acting like Act due to chilling with Moni. I'm just taking all Stat shit and adding it to my shit. I love us. But
yeah, this shit is kind of strange, man. Like, just from Good Kid, Mad City, listening to the respect that, you know, Kendrick, I bet it's got to be frustrating when it's someone that you look up to from your neighborhood that fucks with somebody that you don't fuck with, but you want to keep your distance, a respectable distance is probably the best choice of words in this situation. The Game is his entitlement. I don't know. I guess maybe the relationship that he had with Nipsey, maybe that's the relationship that he wants with Kendrick. And so when he did the YG Verzuz that his mom suggested that he does, it's like now he's trying to be the big bro role, and ain't nobody really trying to let you be big bro. Like, you could be a dad to your kids, but niggas ain't really jacking that. And then the fact that he thought that Kendrick was really taking shots at him on the beginning of Not Like Us and said, I see dead people. The fact that you could even think that a piece of that song had anything to do with you. I don't know what conversations Drake and Game are having, but not too much on Game on the Kendrick and Drake beef or Rick Ross. Just random. I just think that the Game and Rick Ross at this point, y'all both looking for beefs, pause. Y'all could just beef against each other, pause. Because I don't know, or battle rap. Like, I'm not gonna lie. To me, I know Remy Ma, she got her league or whatever. I feel like the same way that they got rappers in the boxing ring and they doing like the fucking Ray J and Orlando Brown type stuff. I just saw Def Jam Vendetta got Sexy Red in it. Yo, like, we might need to just, you know what I'm saying, do something like that. But again, we gonna get into this clip of Stat basically just talking about when K-Dot, when Game told him he thought that song was about him, and then we gonna get into this clip of basically K-Dot giving his flowers to the Game.
I used to be jealous of Jason Young, Taylor when I was young. Taylor made a career out of music from writing songs. A Buick had driven past, bumping him when I mowed the lawn. Money laundering, hustling, homies pondering up against schemes to make $1 million, even if doing you harm. What's the case? And just in case she wasn't alarmed, the city had fought with firearms and many had died before dawn. It's 2004 and I'm hearing the people roar for the name of the game. They line in front of the store. Swap meet, selling out mixtapes. I'm like, oh shit, wait. Don't wanna be another nigga stuck regretting mistakes. Mixed feelings was my opinion. I was defending my insecurities, chilling my conscience next to a villain. Compton made you believe success wasn't real. Be honest, none of us knew of a record deal. So as I peel through these lottery tickets, I see a Harley Davidson truck visit the same plaza we shop. A tall nigga hopped out with Jordans and a white tank top. He was top of the rap game. He was the top of the block. So watch that.
Me, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, the way that Kendrick gets busy on records, I think the Game should be happy, nigga. I think that when Kendrick got something to say, he gonna say that shit directly. If it's not directed, it's not respected. So the Game is over here trying to like do surgery and be like, is he saying something? Like, no, Kendrick like made a whole fucking, I think that when Kendrick dissed, he made it very clear who he didn't fuck with. And that might I think it's honestly puts Game Game is probably the one that's the most uncomfortable. Like, you're talking about you can't get Kendrick to come and talk to you, but I think that it probably is very conflicting. I know me, like, if I'm in a space where I'm just around, I don't put myself in situations like that. Like, I'm big on energy. Energy is physics. It can only be transferred. It cannot be created or destroyed. You can't fake energy. But ain't nobody talking about Game. Like, I think that from those lyrics, even if whatever he had felt, he still had a high regard of respect for you. So if he's just like, yo, I don't fuck with who you hang with, that's that. But even Stat is just basically saying, yo, Game, ain't nobody talking about you.
People on the beginning of what song was that?
Not Like Us.
When he said that in the beginning of the song, we did a song where Game said that in the beginning. Dre did the beat.
One Blood. No, not One Blood.
It's another song.
Yes, it was One Blood, right?
Oh, then we did another song where we said that. Game thought Kendrick was subliminally dissing him. I spoke to Game for over an hour. I told Top Dog this. This is a fact. I spoke to him for over an hour, convincing him that Kendrick was not dissing him. When Kendrick did that one where he was talking about Big Sean or all that, Game asked me, was he dissing him in that song?
What element?
The Heart.
Oh, the Heart. Okay.
I went and talked to Kendrick about it. Kendrick was like, man, I would never diss him. What is he talking about? I told Chuck this. And I reminded him that on that conversation. I said, dog, these you like, chill out. This is real. But in his mind, he like is throwing shots at me. So this is what I'm trying to tell y'all, conversations that me and this man be having. This is real. I am his conscience. I be stopping him. But guess what? I had that conversation. Then he started dissing Rick Ross.
Right.
The reason that I diss Rick Ross. I said, yeah, I wasn't supposed to diss nobody. I told you not to say nothing. Well, you told me not to say nothing about Kendrick. I said, because he wasn't dissing you. Man. Oh.
Oh.
It was a whole thing. Then we had to walk out because it was literally like a Will.i.am was having a conference thing.
Right.
Man, this is really in there. He's like, man, I'm like, dog, you shouldn't have. I told you not to diss nobody. I told you not to say nothing. Say, man, motherfuckers be saying that you won't be hearing it. I said, no one's talking about you, dog. They're not. But you know.
So that's why he wasn't invited to the pop-out.
I don't know if he was invited. I think he could have went if he wanted to.
That's true.
It's not that type of deal. It was no invite or not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Him and Drake are friends. They're friends. Okay. So I want everybody to understand that. That's his boy. So him and Kendrick, it's a different relationship. You get what I'm saying? It's not like they buddy. Kendrick don't call Game to hang out. It's not that type of We're gonna do a song. Let's do a song. They both from Compton. Kendrick was inspired. Game is a fan of Kendrick. It's not that type of deal. Game is a very competitive. So when somebody Game ain't J. Cole.
Damn, nigga said Game ain't J. Cole. Lord have mercy. Oh, J. Cole, the fall off. I don't even know why he said that, but I fuck with J. Cole. I fuck with J. Cole heavy, but I'm not gonna lie. Like, for the Game to say, man, rest in peace, Nipsey. Like, I just, like, prolific album out right now. I just want to say that. I think that for whatever everyone was trying to do, there was a lot of authenticity with it. I'm not saying that he wasn't authentic with trying to bring YG together, but my thing is this, like, everybody don't need to be brought together, and everybody doesn't have that ability to do that. The Game, for sure. Nipsey, neutral. Nipsey, I think, really... If Nipsey was here today, I think Nipsey probably could have got Kendrick and Drake to sit down and talk. I really do. Like, seriously. Because it's like you really had Bloods and Crips. We talking about ending gang violence and all types of stuff. And whatever it is, I don't think that that's the Game's mission. And I think that he knows that. I think that him crying and spazzing out on the internet is just the personality type. If Kendrick's vice is being off the internet and being low and you're not, then you're not the type of person that I can be talking to. A Glasses Malone, a Stat. You got to know. My thing is this, like, I know exactly who I tell certain shit to. My shit ain't running around like that. I'm not out here with the chatty patties running to different things. And if I tell somebody something, I'm probably gonna tell you something different than I tell that person, and I'm gonna know you was running your mouth. You gotta really understand that. But to evade that, do the crime by yourself, do the time by yourself, like move around, move by yourself. But the Game, to me, sounds like he might just need to work on himself. It's not about Kendrick, it's not about Drake, it's about you and your kids and your family. But y'all really let me know what y'all think in the comments. If you really gang, bang that like button. If you like the vibe, subscribe. If you don't have good energy, keep your ass inside. You tune into the Tasmania Show with Taz Tycoon, brought to you by Tazzy's Baddies. Let's grow.
Tycoon running up the score, Tazzy's Baddies on the floor. And that ass is super fatty, call me Zaddy, throw some more. Super nasty, she a savage, slaughter fucker like a whore. Popping bottles, foreign models, Tycoon on the world tour. Shorty, what you bad for? Turn this to a hit-a-thon. Damn, all your bitches bad, tell them they can come along.